Alright, so yeah, it's been a long night. I was up all night with a twisted tea in one hand and a nice drink in the other, going, when am I gonna fall asleep? And thinking, yeah, this will really do it. I'll fall asleep to Netflix, really. That just gave me the encouragement to go grab a sandwich from the kitchen. I was up all night eating. You know how that goes. I tell you what, once I have one of those nights where I can't sleep, I'm up for like 48 hours. I'm one of those guys that have to wait till the next night to fall asleep, you know? It's annoying as hell. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I got so excited. I'm like, hey, my friend's coming over tomorrow. I'll just stay up. And then I'll show up in my front yard. We'll go hang out. You have to be careful with that word. You can't say go out. It makes you look gay. But then the black boys cover for you. It's like, no, they're just called boys. So thanks, Chiefs. I appreciate the kind words. I'll go with that. By the way, never call them niggas. It's a trap. They do that in the Urban Dictionary, so white people call us niggas now. My dad started saying it, and I got so pissed off, I'm like, no, I know how they feel. Well, that's how you handle them. And if it is, you gotta make it funny, not be all pissed off. Just going around those houses like those darn niggas. I'm like, you do not say that on camera and record it. Freaking hilarious. That's how I shrug off my shoulders. Speaking of which, whoa, crap, big spider. Speaking of which, that. I used to be scared, terrified of spiders. I still am, but I'm getting over my arachnophobia because I thought that people were planting spiders in my backyard. Really, the spiders were just planting themselves. Oh, shoot, there goes my hand. But really, these spiders are just planting themselves in my backyard. I saw one yesterday, just hanging out. I see a web, I look, I'm like, oh, whoa. I almost panicked like a little girl. I'm like, hey, look, a tarantula. So, that's terrifying, but I try not to panic. Try to play it off cool. So, man, that spider is huge. Hopefully it doesn't go anywhere near my shed. You know how scary that is? Going to your shed, waking, or walking right into the spider's web. So I usually panic. Don't know what to do. Are those black urban kids up to it again or what? So they're making me the Black Panther, so I can't be mad at them. I'm like, hey man, next time that happens, just blame it on the Mexicans. They do it all the time. I'm kidding, of course. You know who really has to put up with those things along with Africa is the damn Philippines. Like, we see those things all the time. Anything I suffer from arachnophobia? Can you imagine working out in the field? And all of a sudden you just walk right into a spider's web and you hear a spider about that size. It's just crawling down in your chest. And this is the response of my uncle. Oh, no good. So, how do you develop that kind of confidence where you can just wipe it off your shoulder? I mean, if it's me, I'm doing karate moves like Jet Li and Jackie Chan, trying to get rid of the thing. Screaming like a 5-year-old. More like a woman that's bitching at her husband. Oh my God! Like on a roller coaster ride, you know. At Six Flags, that's how I sound when I actually walk into a spider's web. That's exactly how I sound. Anyways, so I find out that my friend is not coming today. Yeah, you're getting ideas, ladies. Don't. But no, seriously. I wake up. I'm up the whole night, so excited that he's gonna come to hang out. And I call him. He doesn't answer. I send him a text. He's like, sorry, but I'm going to be away with my wife today. I'm like, what are you doing with your wife and I'm away from the house? Your kids aren't with you. We're going to a hotel. Oh, I see how it is. Anyways, whenever I walk towards the side of the neighborhood over here where I was, they unleashed their dogs. I think they're trying to scare me. Never works. I seen them as pets, so I'm like, oh, look at that little guy. One time he bit my hand right off. Like, you see this arm never healed. Look at that, my fingers are missing. It's a joke, they're still there. Look, it's Halloween. You ever have any altercations with your father when you're younger? I still do because I live with him at this young. I mean, old. I wake him up at like 3 in the morning because I forget my keys to the outside shed. I'm getting back in the house from being in the shed. So he punishes me by showing up in his, boxers. With his dingling just hanging out. Like, what the hell are you waking me up this early in the morning for? Sorry, oh my God. He doesn't really do that. If he did, I would slap him across the face. I would use my mom to do it. Like, Mom, would you do with him? He just flashed me. Yeah, with that camera, he took pictures. Took pictures. I get it from a song once. Are you seriously Kevin Hart? He has a whole line about his dad's, wiener just hanging out of his pocket, you know what I mean? Like, that's, like, literally what happened. Can he sue his father for that kind of thing? Not that you ever would. But I'm sure as a young man you'd be tempted to. It's like, it's alright. I'll just get my $1,000 back for me raising me as a bad child. I think he'd turn out alright. He swears a whole goddamn lot, but at least he makes us laugh. Same thing with Chris Angel. That guy is a bad boy. Fronting all these ladies besides his wife. Having showgirls. Probably doing stuff behind the backstage that we don't know about. And, it's Las Vegas, so whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Yeah, that's a load of crap. I'm sure everybody's telling their friends, hey, I just did a Bell of Danger when I was there in Vegas. Oh, it's like, man, that bitch wears a lot of makeup. It's a joke. Of course, it probably does. All wars do. It's kind of a rule they have. They gotta turn on the men somehow. Like a freaking faucet. There's water running out of it constantly. Like, my water broke. I'm having children. Yeah, we'll throw it down the toilet and flush it. You know, the thing is, if people do that, you know, which is essentially what an abortion is, that's freaking sick, man. People deserve to be going out for that kind of thing. And that's exactly where you're going if you're watching my special right about now. That's how I divide the good boys from the bad boys. Or the good girls from the bad girls. I'm just kidding. You can watch my special without being afraid you're going to hell. It's just how we scare the crap out of everybody. It's like, well, there's gotta be some kind of punishment for watching a man use that kind of language on TV, on his YouTube channel. Of course, we know that that kind of thing is made up. There's no such thing as hell. Unless you're talking about the grave, which in Bible college, I learned. They fessed up, I got out of them. I just sat there in the seat, pretending like I was asleep, knowing they were spying on me. I'm joking. It was on DVD to class. You know, but they're saying stuff like, hey, well, essentially, like the fire just means a recycling bin. That's how they used to die. They would, it's a cremation thing. That's where they got the idea of cremation. You know, and the whole idea of an eternal state is we live on each other's hearts. But some people, we have negative feelings about their life. They kind of pass on and, bad memories about them. Whenever we think about them. Thinking together with the other people, it's like, whenever we think about them, it's like, oh yeah, those were good times. My dad, he could tell you what, when he remembers his dad, it's like, that guy, I wish he never lived. Of course, what I remember about my grandfather was, that guy was awesome. We would sit around the table playing Skippo. It was kind of like Uno, but for adults. And he would be like, you idiot, you're supposed to go in this direction. And stuff like, you nimwit, you dummy. Stuff like that, which made me and my sister laugh. Of course, it didn't with him. He was still literally sitting there with us, so, for honesty. How dare you call me a dummy? Me and my sister trying to look, he's kidding around and trying to make us laugh. Trying to get you back for all the times that you were a jerk to us. It's okay, Dad, we love you. We'll embalm you. Make people, embarrass people and make them look at you the whole funeral. And don't want to make it fun. We'll put Skittles on your chest so people go up to you during the funeral and like, I'm gonna miss the guy. It's not that bad. Ooh, Skittles! And put like a bouncy house, outside for the kids. So they don't have to go in and see the dead person. Like, do you really want to see that guy? He's dead. No. Alright, well, I'm going on this bouncy house. There's a whole bunch of Skittles in there. Just jump. Just bounce. I mean, what was that? Like a System of Down reference. Of course, there's a hip-hop version. Jump. House of Pain. Robin Williams really had a joy playing that song. And, Mrs. Doubtfire. I tell you the movies they come out with today, It's ridiculous. It's so cheesy, and I don't know if I could put up with that anymore. You know? I mean, like, for example, the new Jumanji, that was hella garbage compared to the old one, and it was just updated and with better lighting. I'm kidding. Of course, it's probably the best movie I've ever seen in my life. That was a remake. So, I'm just second up to Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson at this point, and other actors. But the only reason I watched that movie was because of that one hot English chick that played the American, the American accent the whole time. I learned later on in the bonus features that it was an English lady or Australian or something like that. It's on my dad would sneeze all the time. It freaked me out. But how she would play off that accent, and you ever hear about that in a movie? They say their real accent and like how they sound. And I'm like, yeah, I just lost my erection entirely. That's how I felt about my dad answering the door in his drawers. Anyways, this is all I got. Peace.